Hello, pre-calcers. So I'm going to go through just a couple examples to show you how you would do that little calculus extension assignment. This is going to help you when you get to calculus and we start to talk about things called like limits and continuity. So this is kind of the foundational building block that we're going to go from that. So first thing, we are going to find the asymptotes and identify any holes in the graph, and then we are going to draw a sketch of it. All right, so asymptotes we've already covered this year. So what we do is I'm going to take the horizontal asymptote where we look at the degree of the numerator and degree of the denominator, and in this case it's 2. So when they're equal, your horizontal asymptote is going to be the ratio, the coefficient, so it's going to be 2/1. So my horizontal asymptote is y equals, don't forget the y equals 2. All right, so now for the vertical asymptote, what we did is we looked at the zeros of the denominator, but we're going to do a little bit of an extension on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually factor out the numerator and the denominator. All right, so I can factor a 2 out of the numerator, and then I would have x squared plus 3x plus 2. So I can factor that numerator further into 2x plus 2 times x plus 1. All right, and then over, I'm going to factor out that denominator. So x plus 4 and x plus 2. All right, so now we get into the part of my vertical asymptote is the zeros of the denominator. However, if you guys notice, once we factor, we've got a pair, an x plus 2 on the numerator and an x plus 2 on the denominator. So we can cancel those out. So my vertical asymptote is the zeros of the denominator, but what's left on the denominator is x plus 4. So my vertical asymptote is going to be x equals -4. Now when we talk about the holes in the graph, that comes from places where your x values do not exist, aka our location in our denominator that we just canceled out. So my hole in the graph is going to be at x equals, and that would be -2. Okay, so we're going to have a horizontal asymptote of y equals 2, a vertical asymptote of x equals -4, and the hole is at x equals -2. If you wanted to find the exact coordinate of the hole, which we're not going to really get into too much today, but you would take -2 and you would plug it back into the simplified version. So it would be -2 plus 1, that's -1, times 2, that's -2, divided by -2 plus 4, that's 2. So -2 divided by 2, that would be at -1. So the hole would be on the graph at -2, -1. But right now we are going to be specifically zeroing in on that x value. All right, so if I were to sketch it, we've got a horizontal asymptote at y equals 2. So I'm going to just draw a little horizontal line at y equals 2. A vertical asymptote at x equals -4. Okay, so that would be at -4. This is at 2. All right, and now if I have to graph it, so if I pick and see which spot would it be at x equals -3. So if I plug that in, it doesn't matter which version you plug it into, the original or the simplified. The simplified is probably a little bit easier. So if I plug -3 in, we get -3 plus 1, that's -2 times 2, that's -4, over -3 plus 4 is 1. So -4 divided by 1 is -4. So we got that.